Happy morning, students. Welcome to Blue Star Science Secondary School online classes. So, last class we have discussed about Unit 11 carbon and its compounds. How to naming the organic compounds. Okay, there are three parts, that is root word, prefix, and suffix. What are the root word? Met, eat, procute, print, accept, act, non, take. So these are the root word of the hydrocarbons. Okay. So next one is prefix. So F, Cl, Br, I, NH2, CH3, CH2, CH3. These are the substituents. So these substituent came to the carbon compounds. We are put into the prefix fluoro, chloro, bromo, iodo, amino, methyl, ethyl. Okay. So next one is suffix. There are primary suffix and secondary suffix. The primary suffix are ane, ene, yne. Ane means that single bond, and ene means that double bond. Yne means that triple bond. Okay. So the secondary suffix is the functional group OH, CHO, CO, COH. These are the functional group. These are the suffix word, that is OL, AL, ONE, OIC acid. Okay. So there are 6 rules for naming the organic compounds. Already we discussed about the previous class, and some of the examples we have discussed. Okay, so in this class we have discussed about ethanol. Ethanol formula is CH3CH2OH. Okay, so this is the molecular formula for ethanol. What is the C2H5OH? So this is the molecular formula for the ethanol. So it is the structural formula. The picture indicates that structural formula. Okay. So ethanol is commonly known as alcohol. We all know that what is meant by alcohol. Okay. So next one is how to manufacture the ethanol. So the ethanol is manufactured in industry. So there are various steps involved in the manufacture of ethanol. Okay. So what are these steps? Dilution of molasses, addition of nitrogen source, addition of yeast, and distillation of wash. So these are the steps involved in the manufacture of ethanol. Before these steps, the ethanol is byproduct. During the manufacture of sugar is obtained off from the sugar cane. Okay. So molasses is a dark colored syrupy liquid. Okay. So where the molasses is from. Okay. The crystallization of sugar from the concentrated sugarcane juice. So the molasses about the 30% of the sucrose. The molasses which can't be separated by the crystallization. The molasses is converted into ethanol. After this process is involved or steps is involved. Dilation of molasses. So first one is dilution of molasses. Already we know that molasses is a dark colored syrupy liquid. It is diluted with the water. Okay. So we are bring the concentration of sugar to about 8 to 10%. Okay. So the molasses is a dark colored syrupy liquid. It is first diluted with water. We bring a concentration of sugar. How much? 8 to 10%. Okay. So next step is addition of nitrogen source. So molasses is diluted. Already it is contain enough nitrous matter. Okay. To act as a food for yeast. during the fermentation process. But the molasses is poor in the nitrogen content. So it will added to the ammonium sulfate and ammonium phosphate. So the molasses contain enough nitrogen content, adding the ammonium sulfate and ammonium phosphate. Okay. So the molasses have a enough nitrogen content. So this is the addition of nitrogen source. The next one is addition of yeast. So we are obtained in the second process, that is addition of nitrogen source we have collected in a fermentation tanks. So at this stage the yeast is added to it. So the mixture is kept at a 303 Kelvin, okay, for a few days. After a few days, the enzymes invertase and zymase present in yeast. So in this process, the sucrose is converted into ethanol. Okay, so this is the invertase and zymase for a few days in a fermentation tanks. Okay, so sugar C12 H22 O11 plus H2O. It is invertase. It is converted into glucose and fructose. Okay. Next, the glucose or fructose. Okay. C6H12 and O6. It is converted into ethanol. That is zymase process. So this is the sugar is converted into glucose and fructose. The glucose or fructose is converted into ethanol. So this process involved in these states. So this is the ethanol format 2C2H5 4H plus 2C2O. Finally, distillation of wash. Distillation of wash means that the fermented liquid. Okay. So addition of yeast we have to taken into a fermented liquid. So this liquid is contain 50 to 18% alcohol. How much percentage? 15 to 18 percentage. So this liquid is subjected to a fractional distillation. So the fermented liquid is converted into a fractional distillation which contains 95.5% of ethanol and 4.5% of water. So this is called as rectified spirit. Okay. Fractional distillation after we contain a 95.5% of ethanol and 4.5% of water. So this is called as rectified spirit. Okay. So this 95.5% of ethanol and 4.5% of water is then refluxed and overquickled for 5 to 6 hours or to allowed to stand for 12 hours. Okay. Next, distillate the mixture. We contain a pure alcohol. Okay. So this is a absolute alcohol. So addition of yeast, we contain a 15 to 80% of alcohol. It is inverted into a fractional distillation. We have contained a 95.5% of ethanol and 4.5% of water. So this liquid is or mixture is then refluxed over quicklime. Okay, about 12 hours or 5 to 6 hours. On it is inverted into a distillation. We have a pure alcohol. 100% of pure alcohol we are contained. So this is a absolute alcohol. So what are the physical properties of ethanol? Ethanol is a colorless liquid having a pleasant smell and a burning taste. Okay. So alcohol is a colorless. Colorless means that white. Okay. Colorless liquid. It is a very pleasant smell and lightly burning taste. Okay. So it is a volatile liquid. Its boiling point is 78 degrees Celsius. That is 351 Kelvin, which is much higher than that of its corresponding alkane, that is ethane. Okay, it is completely miscible with water in all proportion. So, it is a volatile liquid. The ethanol boiling point is 78 degree Celsius. This is the Celsius measure. Kelvin measure is 351 Kelvin. Boiling point is ethanol is Kelvin 351 Kelvin. So it is more higher than the alkane and ethane. It is alkane and ethane boiling point is 184 Kelvin. But the ethanol boiling point is 351 Kelvin. Okay. So the ethanol is miscible or soluble with water any proportion. Okay. So ethanol is a colorless liquid, pleasant smell, burning taste, volatile liquid and boiling point 78 degree Celsius and soluble with water. Okay. So these are the physical properties of ethanol. So next one is chemical properties. Dehydration. Okay, that is loss of water. Dehydration means that a loss of water. When ethanol is heated with the concentrated H2SO4 at 443 Kelvin, it loses a water molecule that is dehydrated to form ethane. Okay, so we are taken into a ethanol. It is heated to a 443 Kelvin with concentrated H2SO4. Okay, so it is lost a water molecule. So dehydrated. It is have a dehydrated to form a ethane. Okay. So this is the process in the equation CH3 CH2OH. This is the ethanol. It have a concentrated H2SO4 in a 443 Kelvin. So it is converted into ethane. CH2 equal to CH2 plus H2O. Okay. So next one is reaction with sodium. Ethanol reacts with sodium metal to form sodium ethoxide and hydrogen gas. Okay. So the ethanol is react to a sodium metal. Okay. So it is converted into or form a sodium ethoxide and hydrogen gas. So the ethanol is 2C2H5OH plus it is react to a sodium metal that is Na. So give a what is this hydrogen gas and sodium ethoxide. Sodium ethoxide is a 2C2H5ONa. So this is the sodium ethoxide plus hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is the liberator. So the arrow mark is indicated. This is one of the chemical properties of ethanol. The next one is oxidation. The ethanol is oxidized to ethanoic oxide with alkaline KMnO4 or acidified K2Cr2O7. Okay. So the ethanol is oxidized with a KMnO4 or K2Cr2O7. Okay, so it is converted into ethanoic acid, that is CH3COOH plus water molecule H2O. So this reaction, the orange color K2Cr2O7 is changes to a green color. So this process or this reaction is used for the identification of alcohols. Okay. So next property is esterification. This is one of the chemical properties of ethanol. Okay. The reaction of an alcohol with a carboxylic acid gives a compound having a fruity odor. This compound is called as ester and the reaction is called esterification. Ethanol reacts with ethanoic acid in the presence of concentrated H2SO4 to form ethyl ethanoate and ester. So the ethanol, you see the equation. So the ethanol is combined to a ethanoic acid with a concentrated H2SO4. It is converted into a ethyl ethanoate, that is CH3COO C2H5 plus H2O. So ethanol is combined to ethanoic acid with a concentrated H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid. It is converted out to form a ethanol ethanoate. Okay. So this is one of the esterification. So this reaction, the alcohol with a carboxylic acid gives a pleasant fruity odor. So this compound called as ester and this reaction is called as esterification. The next chemical property is dehydrogenation. Okay. When the vapor of ethanol is passed over heated copper used as a catalyst at 573 Kelvin, it is dehydrogenated to acetaldehyde. Okay. So the ethanol is heated at 573 Kelvin. The copper is or the ethanol is passed over with the copper. Okay. So it is dehydrogenated or acetaldehyde. So the ethanol is heated at a 573 Kelvin with a copper. It is converted into dehydrogenated or acetaldehyde. This process is called as dehydrogenation. Okay. The next last property is combustion. Ethanol is a highly inflammable liquid. It burns with oxygen to form carbon dioxide and water. Okay. So ethanol is inflammable, but it combines to a oxygen and burns to form a carbon dioxide and water. Okay. Ethanol. What is the formula? C2H5OH plus it is combined to a oxygen, that is 3O2 to form a carbon dioxide 2CO2 and water molecules, that is 3H2O. So these are the chemical properties of the ethanol. So what are the uses of ethanol? First, in medical wipes as an antiseptic. So the ethanol is used in a medical antiseptics. ஏதாவது நமக்கு ஏதாவது காயமா இருக்கட்டா அதுக்கு என்னது அது சரி பண்றதுக்கு ஆன்டிசெப்டிக் யூஸ் பண்ணோம். ஸோ அதுல ஆல்கஹால் யூஸ் ஆகுது. ஓகே. ஆஸ் அன் ஆன்டி ஃப்ரீஸ் இன் ஆட்டோமொபைல் ரேடியேட்டர். So the alcohol is used in the vehicles. Okay, that is automobile radiators. So it is used as the antifreeze. Okay. So the next one is for effectively killing microorganisms. The alcohol is or ethanol is used as a killing microorganism and as an antiseptic to sterilize the wounds in hospital. It is one of the uses of ethanol. As a solvent for drugs, oils, fats, perfumes, dyes, etc. So the ethanol used in the perfume. So one of the ingredient for the ethanol in manufacture of drugs, oils, fats, perfumes, dyes, etc. Okay. So the next one is the preparation of methylated spirit. Methylated spirit means that the mixture of 95% of ethanol and 5% of methanol. So this is the methylated spirit. So the ethanol is used in the preparation of a methylated sprite. Next one is rectified spirit. So already we know that what is meant by rectified spirit. What is this? The mixture of ethanol and water. The ethanol percentage is 95.5% and water is 4.5% of water. This is the rectified spirit. So the ethanol is used in the preparation of a rectified spirit. The next one is a power alcohol. Power alcohol means that a mixture of petrol and ethanol. This is the power alcohol. Also, the ethanol is used as the mixture of power alcohol. Okay. The next one is denatured spirit. That is ethanol mixed with pyridine. Okay. So this is the denatured spirit. So all this, what is this? Methylated spirit, rectified spirit, power alcohol, denatured spirit. So all this preparation ethanol is used. So ethanol also used in the flavor of food extract. Okay. For example, vanilla extract. So this vanilla extract is used in the vanilla beans, but also in a solution of ethanol and water. So these are the uses of ethanol. So what is the molecular formula of ethanol? C2H5OH, and the structural formula we have discussed. How to manufacture the ethanol we have discussed. So there are four steps is involved, that is dilution of molasses, addition of nitrogen source, addition of yeast, and the distillation of wash. Next, physical property, chemical properties we have discussed. Next, uses of ethanol. So next one is ethanoic acid. Okay. The molecular formula is C2H4O2. So this is the molecular formula for ethanoic acid. So this is the structural formula for ethanoic acid. So the ethanoic acid is a more important members of the carbolic acid family. Okay. So this is called as ethanoic acid or acetic acid. Any called the ethanoic acid. So the ethanoic acid, how to manufactured? The ethanoic acid is prepared in large scale by the oxidation of ethanol in the presence of alkaline potassium permanganate or acidified potassium dichromate. Okay. So how to manufacture the ethanoic acid? So the oxidation of ethanol, okay, at the presence of alkaline potassium permanganate or acidified potassium dichromate. So it is converted into ethanoic acid. Okay. So ethanol is converted into ethanoic acid by the presence of potassium permanganate, that is alkaline potassium permanganate or acidified potassium dichromate. Okay. So this is the manufacture of ethanoic acid. So what are the physical properties of ethanoic acid? So it is also a colorless liquid having an unpleasant odor. Okay. But the ethanol is a pleasant smell, but it is unpleasant smell. Okay. But the ethanoic acid is also a colorless liquid. It is sour in taste. So the ethanoic acid is very sour, that is pulp. Okay, it is miscible with water in all proportions. Ethanol is also a miscible or soluble with water. Also, the ethanoic acid is miscible with water. Its boiling point is higher than the corresponding alcohols, aldehydes, and ketones. Okay, so the boiling point of the ethanoic acid is higher. Alcohol, aldehydes and ketones இது எல்லாத்தையும் என்னது ethanoic oxide physical sorry boiling point ரொம்ப அதிகமா இருக்கும். Okay. On cooling, pure ethanoic acid is frozen to form ice like flakes. They look like glaciers, so it is called as the glacier acetic acid. So the ethanoic acid is when we cooled, it is form a ice. Okay. So it looked like a gaseous, so it is called as the gaseous acetic acid because it looked like a flakes. கேஷியஸ்னா பனிச்சார்ந்த இடங்கள் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம்ல, அந்த மாதிரி வந்து இது நம்ம எத்தனைக் ஆக்சைடு வந்து நம்ம புல் பண்ணா என்னது ஒரு இமயமலை அந்த மாதிரி இருக்குன்றதுனால இது என்ன நம்ம சொல்றோம் calcium acetic oxide. Okay, so these are the physical properties of the ethanoic oxide. So what next one is the chemical properties of ethanoic oxide. Okay, so the first one is reaction with metal. So ethanoic oxide reacts with active metals like sodium, zinc, etc. to liberate a hydrogen and form sodium ethanoate. Okay, so the ethanoic oxide is react to a sodium zinc. It liberates the hydrogen atom or hydrogen gas. Okay, and form a sodium ethanoate. For example, equation. Ethanoic acid 2CH3COOH, it combines to a zinc. So to form a sodium or zinc ethanoate, CH3COO2Zn plus liberate the hydrogen gas. That is, the aroma indicates the liberation of hydrogen gas H2. Next, the ethanoic acid is combines with a sodium to form a sodium ethanoate, that is 2CH3COONA, and hydrogen gas is liberated. So this is one of the chemical properties of ethanoic acid. The next one is reaction with carbonates and bicarbonates. So ethanoic acid reacts with sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate, which are weaker bases, and liberates carbon dioxide with brisk effervescence. Okay, so the ethanoic acid is react to a sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate. Okay, so it forms a weak base and carbon dioxide is liberated and brisk effervescence is produced. Okay, so the equation is indicate the form a what is this? Carbon dioxide is liberate and brisk effervescence and weak bases. Okay, so next one is reaction with base. Ethanoic acid reacts with sodium hydroxide to form a sodium ethanoate and water. So the ethanoic acid is react to a sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is one of the base. So it is form a sodium ethanoate and water. So the equation indicates the sodium ethanoate and water. So the ethanoic acid CH3COOH plus combines with a or react to a sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH, to gives a or to form a sodium ethanoate, that is CH3COO plus and water molecule H2O. Okay, so then next one is decarboxylation. This is the one of the chemical properties of the ethanoic acid, that is removal of carbon dioxide. Okay, when a sodium salt of ethanoic acid is heated when soda lime, methane gas is formed. Okay, so what is a soda lime in the bracket? Solid mixture of 3 parts of NaOH and 1 part of CaO. This is the soda lime. So the mixture of 3 parts of NaOH and 1 part of CaO. This is the soda lime. Okay. So the ethanoic acid is heated with a soda lime. So it is form a methane gas, that is CH4. Okay. So this is the chemical properties of the ethanoic acid. So what are the uses of ethanoic acid? It is the manufacture of plastic, it making dyes, pigments and paint, in printing on fabrics, as a laboratory reagent, for coagulating rubber from latex, in the production of pharmaceutical. Okay, so the ethanoic acid used in the plastic manufacture. Okay, the plastic la manufacture பண்றதுக்கு இந்த ethanoic acid one of the ingredient use ஆகுது. Next one is making dyes, pigments and paint. We are painting the house. Okay, so the paint contain a ethanoic acid, okay, dyes, etc. In printing on fabrics. So we are wearing the dresses, some of the dresses are painted. So this paint is, what is this? Ethanoic acid is used as a laboratory reagent. The ethanoic acid is used in the labs and for calculating rubber from latex. ரப்பர்லாம் நமக்கு வந்து மேக் பண்ணுவாங்களா அதெல்லாம் வந்து இந்த எத்தனாயிக் ஆக்சைடு வந்து யூஸ் ஆகுது. ஓகே, நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து ஃபார்மசி சைட்லயும் என்ன ஆகுது, இந்த ethanoic acid use also. This is the uses of the ethanoic acid. Okay, so in this class we have discussed about what is ethanol, how to manufacture the ethanol. So some of the steps is involved in the manufacture of ethanol, and physical properties, chemical properties, what are the uses of ethanol and ethanoic acid. So what is the molecular formula of ethanoic acid? C2H4 and O2. This is the molecular formula for the ethanoic acid, and how to manufacture of ethanoic acid, physical properties, chemical properties, uses of ethanoic acid we are discussed in these classes. Okay, thank you.